So, how come you speak so well? That's literally a question I've been asked for a majority of my life. And the answer is years and years of speech therapy, mostly. I had a really great speech therapist for a majority of my life. 8 years. Wait, yeah, something like that. It was a long time. And we became really close, and I could hear her well enough to learn how to talk because I had a cochlear implant, but also she had a soundproof speech room. Most people don't realize that, hearing people, you learn speech incidentally, but I had to be specially trained to learn how to talk. And so I learned in a soundproof speech room where I played with dolls and learned how to say words by repeating sounds over and over and over and over. There may be some bad memories involved, but it's okay. I moved past that because I'm totally hearing now, right? My speech is perfect, right? Life is great. No. Let me tell you this. I do mispronounce things sometimes. I do. Like, on Friday, just last week, I pronounced devastating. My friends thought it was funny, but I did mispronounce that word. One time I said Cuban was Cuban. I still think that is how you should say it. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a Cuban husband, right? But see, my speech isn't perfect. It will never be because my hearing isn't perfect. So even for little everyday words, yeah, I can mispronounce really badly. It happens a lot. I'm used to it. But, it can be scary. Like, what if people make fun of you? What if they do? Well, I'm lucky that my hearing friends don't. I'm really lucky. But that's not the case for everyone. Some people really do get a lot of bullying, and that's why they refuse to talk in school. They're like really quiet. Now, I can't shut up. Everyone knows that, so. But that aside, see, I do mispronounce things, which is why one time this mom came up to me when I was 7, surprisingly. My speech wasn't that good back then either, but she came up to me and she said, "Wow, your speech is really good. You're a role model for deaf children everywhere." My speech. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like that shouldn't be role model status. I mean, I do try to be a good person, but my speech making me a good person, I know. So, that's my grievance with that. I mean, let me tell you, buddy, cochlear implants, they're not perfect. They're really not. Even though I can speak really well, people can hear me speak. Oh, there you go again, see? I'm not perfect. People hear me speak, and they think that I'm hearing. That's not true. I am deaf. When I take off my implant, I can't hear you at all. You will have to do things like waving my hand or tapping me on the shoulder. Things that these deaf people do to each other, you will have to do to me because I'm deaf. Yep. Do I mind it? No. Actually, I like it. It's very direct. Hey! I want your attention. Come pay attention to me. I like it. I do. But yeah, cochlear implants, not perfect. I mean, I can only hear so much. Well, I hear a lot. For a deaf person, I really do hear a lot. But understanding people, oh gosh, I mix up words all the time. I make so many mistakes that it's just like, I'm surprised they still try to talk to people because I make mistakes a lot. And it can be embarrassing. But at least people get a kick out of it, right? So, but some people don't, which is why you want to try to be hearing. You don't want to really give away that you're deaf and, you know, misunderstand people a lot. And, you know, so what you do is you develop a lot of acting skills. You you develop a certain lexicon that helps you to cope with conversations, and hopefully later in the conversation you will figure out what people are saying. Because you don't want people to stop talking to you. That doesn't solve the problem. Walking away does not solve the problem. Saying never mind does not solve the problem. Keeping talking until the other person understands you, yes, that helps. Repeating yourself helps. There are so many things you could do that helps. But yeah, don't walk away. Don't say never mind. We want to know what you're saying. We do. Because you're important and we love you. But besides, we want to connect to people. We're people, too. So, but yes, we actually, the official term is like social blundering or something. But yeah, so I developed this lexicon, saying, often people will ask me questions, and I will say, oh, yes, no, maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure, maybe you should ask someone else. But then it gets tricky if they're not asking questions and they're asking you to react to something. Yeah, that's where I get into trouble a lot. I still have yet to figure out how to live with that. I'll get back to you on that. But yes, acting skills, oh yeah. You need to act like you totally know what you're hearing, like you totally know what they're saying. You develop a sense of, yeah, right. I know what you're saying, uh-huh. This is so interesting. Yeah. Ah, yes, I do know what you're saying. See, I've done that before, cuz I'm nodding my head and looking at you and smiling. That's how you live. Acting skills. Maybe why I succeed in theater. Not anywhere else. Oh, acting skills. Can't you bar at life? But see, that's the thing. It's not perfect, which is why people knew sign language. Sign language is a beautiful language, people. Why don't you know sign language? Why aren't you interested in it? If you're very committed, and I am very committed because I'm deaf, I need it. I should know because I used to be mainstream. Without interpreters, I didn't always know sign language. And let me tell you, that was hell. If it's hell talking to a deaf person, how do you think the deaf person feels? Hmm. Learn sign language, people. It's beautiful. And it's cool. And you become bilingual. That is, if you're only monolingual. Or it could be trilingual or quadrilingual. I don't know. That's none of your business. I just want you to know sign language. It's so much more convenient. It really is. But that doesn't matter. That's just my only complaint. Just learn sign language, people. Just please. For me. Please. Because seriously, I can only lip read people so much. Eventually, I just don't want to suffer anymore, and I want to know exactly what you're saying. And the only time I know exactly what you're saying is when it comes from your hands. Your lovely hands. It's, yes, just please do it. That's all I can say. Because, honestly, you will have to know sign language. Or I will have to lip read a majority of my time because even cochlear implants can't go everywhere. I don't wear cochlear implants when I sleep. I don't need it. I don't wear it in the shower. That would be bad. I don't wear it while I'm swimming. I can't. Cochlear implants are machines. They can't get wet. So, yes, there are times, plenty of times, when I can't wear a cochlear implant, and I'm completely deaf. Without my implant, I can't hear anything at all. Like, that jet engine up there, I couldn't hear it. I really couldn't. My life is very peaceful, actually. Even though I live by O'Hare because I can't hear. But, yeah, that's a condition. I can't. And sometimes my battery dies, sometimes, I run out of batteries. Sometimes my implant breaks. Sometimes my implant gets wet, which is why I'm not supposed to wear my implant when it's, say, raining outside, which is how I broke it once, which is my fault. I realize that, but my point is, I will be deaf, at least part-time, which is why you should learn sign language. Or why I really need to get better at lip reading, because if I want to be around hearing people, that's gonna happen. It has to. Because otherwise it's way too exhausting. Just depending on sound alone. Sorry. I love you guys too. So, okay. So if I learned English and worked on my speech for most of my life, but I know sign language, and I just told you, just learn sign language already. Which one do I like more? Actually, I have mixed feelings about that. I love sign language. Sometimes my arms get tired. Um, but sometimes I get tired of talking too, and I just want to be quiet. Sometimes, I love to sing. I can only do that because I know how to talk. But I also like how easy it is to sign and communicate with other people. And if I work my butt off to speak, I better use my voice, cause, otherwise that's a lot of effort wasted. So it kinda goes both ways. I live in both worlds very happily, so all I can say is whatever works best for you, please use it. If you're happiest as a hearing person, if you never picked up sign language, if sign language just terrifies you, or you just can't make head nor tail out of it, that's fine. Speaking is fine. I got nothing against that. If you really struggle with hearing and lip reading's really hard for you and speech is really hard. I should know speech is a lot of work. Then it's fine to sign. It's fine. I worked hard doing both, so that's my take on it. But I would like a world in which people were open to both so that everyone could adjust to whatever they needed. It's not fair to deprive people of what they can't have because of a disability. It's not fair. That's my take. So, do I wish I was hearing? Well, that's an interesting question to ask because, yes, in some ways, I wish I was. I admire the ease in which hearing people talk to each other. Hearing people take conversation for granted. They really do. Socialization is easy because all they have to do is hear and understand what is being said. I really admire that. I love music. I love singing. So, yes, I would benefit a lot from being hearing. But I love the deaf world too. I love sign language. I love how peaceful I am when my implant is off. Like, I'm a lot more innocent and less stressed because I can't hear demands from other people but also it's just you're in control of yourself. And deaf culture is amazing. It's beautiful. I would not want to deny anybody the right to experience deaf culture because it's amazing. I mean, there are deaf artists, there are deaf musicians and storytellers and comedians and all the things that the hearing world has, except the sign language. If you're interested, learn sign language or meet a deaf person that is familiar with deaf culture. But my take is I would love a world in which I didn't have to struggle to communicate because speech is unfortunately a two-way street and I do struggle